Okay, so today we're going to be doing level J, page 181, and this is going to be the first problem on page A. And in order to solve this, first we're going to do is distribute this part. So first we're going to do is ax times x, which is going to be ax squared. Then we're going to do is ax times -1, which is negative ax. Then we're going to do is 2b times x, which is positive 2bx. And then we're going to do is 2b times -1, which is negative 2b. And we're going to do equals 2x squared minus x minus 1. And our next step is to now make our this part similar to this. And what this page is basically doing is that we want to find out what a and b are. So we have to group them together and factor them out. So we're going to factor them out like this. So for the first part, we can see we usually have like something like ax squared plus bx plus c, right? This is our form for quadratic equations. That's basically what we want to do with this, convert it into this, but I'll show you how. First, we're going to find terms that have x squared. So looking at this, only ax squared has x squared in it. So this is just going to be ax squared. So that part's done. Now I want to find terms that have x in them. So I can see that negative ax and positive bx are the only ones that have x in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out the x. I'm going to factor out the x by taking the x out of these. So it's going to be negative a plus 2b, and x is going to be on the outside. So like basically the b is this part, and the a is just a. For c, we are just going to leave this as our c. This is going to be negative 2b, because this doesn't have an x or an x squared. Equals 2x squared minus x minus 1. Now our next step is to compare the coefficients, and coefficients basically means x squared, x, anything that has a constant but also has a variable. So this would be our coefficient. Okay, so now our next step is to compare them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my bracket, and I'm going to do, as I can see that a over here is 2. So I'm going to write a equals 2. Then this is going to be negative a plus 2b equals, and there's an imaginary 1, negative 1. This is our equation 1. And this is our equation 2. Next, we have our 2b, and that's going to be our negative 1. So negative 2b is going to equal 1. Negative 1. This is going to be our third equation. So basically what I did was just use both sides. So basically I can see that a, in this case, is 2, like using this. The number in front is going to be 2. For b, we don't have a number but these listings, and that's going to equal to negative 1. And our negative 2b is going to be negative 1. So now we want to find what a and b equal, but we already know what a equals. We have to find out what b equals. So b is going to equal, we're going to divide both sides by negative 2, so that's going to be b equals 1/2. And to check this, we can plug it into number 2. So it's going to be negative 2 plus 1, which equals negative 1. So this is correct.